Income Disclosure Notice. Practicality dictates that everyone's results will vary, as we are all unique and different. Basically, it takes hard work to make a substantial income in this business, and some people will make no money at all. The earnings of a WORlD Global Network partner will be 100% dependent upon their skills, work effort, commitment, leadership capabilities, and market conditions. Common sense would suggest that in most opportunities, one would find exceptional individuals performing well above average, while others perform under the average. WORlD Global Network does not guarantee any level of income or your success. To see our full income disclosure, please visit our website at www.worldgn.com.
Okay, hey everybody, this is Steve Carter, and I am here to break down the WORlD Global Network business opportunity. I want you to fully understand what this company is about, why myself and many other top leaders in this industry have decided to become a part of this company and join forces with this company, promote the product, and really build something special. And I want to dive right into it. But before I do, we just ran the income disclosure, but we do that for a specific reason, and that's so that you really understand that it takes hard work and dedication to become successful in this industry of network marketing, not just in WORlD Global Network, but any company. You've got to put in the work on the front end if you're really expecting the big results. And I've been in the industry for 22 years, been very, very fortunate out of those 22, where 21 of those years I've been blessed to have been a top earner in the company, very, very humbled to have earned millions of dollars in income. And I don't say that with an arrogant bone in my body. That's just the backstory. But it took hard work and dedication. But the one thing that I always like to point out is that in this industry, the hard work is generally on the front end of it. Meaning, you go to work and you may feel like you're doing some things that take a lot of effort and you don't see the results that you want early on. But what ends up happening if you stay focused and you continue to do what you need to do, what'll end up happening is that you'll begin to earn money that you almost feel like you're not even working for. And so that's the trade-off, is that you got to put the hard work in on the front end, but on the back end is when you start to receive the fruits of your labor. So with that, let's talk about this company, WORlD Global Network. But before we talk about the company itself, here's a recognizable face up on the screen here, Mr. Bill Gates. And there's a quote that I want you to read very, very clearly. It says, "The secret of success in business is in detecting where the world will go and getting there first." Now, why that's prevalent to what we're going to talk about here with WORlD is that we believe that the industry that this company, WORlD Global Network, has tapped into is an industry that we are first to market in our space of network marketing. And that industry is the wearable technology industry. Now, let me just say this. When I was called about this company in January of 2017, I was not exceptionally familiar with wearable tech. I had not bought a Fitbit yet. I was not wearing one. Wasn't aware of the kind of revenue that was generated in this industry. Wasn't making any money out of the industry. So what it clearly let me know once I started doing a little due diligence is that you don't have to always know about something for something big to be taking place. And when I started really uncovering the details of this industry, I became incredibly interested and impressed with where this is going. If you look at some of the stats on the screen right here, Time Magazine, for example, right here in the center, it says, Time Magazine has a quote, "How wearable tech will change your life, like it or not." Forbes magazine talks about the wearable tech market is going to be worth $34 billion by the year 2020, which, depending on when you see this recording, but right now, that is less than 2.5 years away. And when you think about the power of that is the fact that in 2016, the industry of wearable tech was $14 billion. So if you know that it's going to go to $34 billion, that's a $20 billion increase. I always like to point out the fact that $1 billion equals 1,000 millions. So if you've got 20 of those, then you have to understand there's a lot of revenue being pumped into this industry. And what's exciting is that World Global Network is allowing anybody, whether you've got experience in this or not, to actually position yourself to get a piece of this revenue that's going to be generated. Now, with that, this company has one of the most advanced wearable technology devices in the industry. It's called the Hilo LX. That stands for Health and Lifestyle Oracle. And what this device does, it does all the things that many of the devices that most people are familiar with, such as the Fitbit or a Garmin, where it does your heart rate, it'll track your breath rate, it'll track your mood, it'll track the calories that you're burning and the steps, the number of steps that you take in a day or a period of time. So that's what a wearable tech device does. It pretty much monitors what's going on with you and your body. But what's exciting about this advanced wearable tech that we have called the Hilo LX is that not only does this particular device do all the things that every device that I'm aware of on the market already does, but we actually have the unlimited capabilities and possibilities to have millions of functionalities. Now, why do I say that? Because Hilo actually now has an app store. And this is, when you compare this to anything, you might think of Apple or Samsung, because when Apple first launched its app store, it had about 800 apps. And today, of course, there's over 2.5 million apps. So that lets me know how powerful it is for us to have a device that has unlimited possibilities. And not only that, but some of the apps that have already been developed have set us aside from anything else. And I'll give an example. As far as I know, we're one of the few, if not only, companies that has a wearable device that right now will allow you to track your blood pressure real time. And not only will it allow you to track your blood pressure, but you can select a family member, as long as they agree, to where you're able to track theirs as well remotely. They can live in another city, another state, even another country. And based on the way this works, because everything is on your smartphone through Bluetooth, so that means if you've got a family member in another city, state, or country, and they're wearing the Hilo, you can 24 hours a day monitor what their blood pressure is. And that is powerful, as well as the other functionalities on here. And not only can you monitor their blood pressure, but you can also set it to where if their blood pressure readings go outside of what's considered a normal range, blood pressure normality is 120/80. So if it goes anywhere outside of that range, you can have it set to where you will receive a text. This is powerful, never having been done before, because the analogy I like to use is that this is like a body dashboard, a human dashboard. And what I mean is, if you drive a car, obviously none of us would get into a car if the indicator lights on the dashboard did not work. And it's because we need to know what's happening internally with that vehicle. And so if the gas is low, you need to know. If the engine is hot, you need to know. If the oil is low, you need to know. And the indicator lights are the ways for you to tell what's wrong inside that car, if anything is wrong. But we've never had a dashboard for our own bodies, which, by the way, are far more valuable than any vehicle that we drive. And so I'm excited because this is changing the health and wellness space, because you're able to now have what we consider to be an alarm on your wrist that says, hey, abnormality here, you might want to go check it out. Because we in no way, shape, or form are calling this a medical device, but we are saying that this will notify you whether or not you need to go get something looked at further through a doctor. But up until a device like this was created, obviously the only way for any of us as human beings to know what's going on in our bodies is by going to the doctor. And of course, we encourage people to continue to do that, but now you can have some comfort on your wrist to know that your body's being monitored 24/7 just by this device. Now, the other thing that's exciting is some of the upcoming functionalities, some apps that are being worked on right now, and depending on when you see this recording, they may already be live by that time. But the two that I want to talk about initially are alcohol monitoring. What I mean by that, blood alcohol levels. Folks, this is priceless, because if you've got loved ones that may be out having cocktails, or you've got children in college and maybe they're out drinking and having a good time, but they go overboard not realizing that they've done that, you could have it set to where if they reach or exceed the legal limit, you receive a text message. And so obviously that would be a time to call an Uber or make a phone call to your child or your loved one to say, listen, you are not driving. Now, how many lives can possibly be changed just on that functionality alone? But another aspect that I'm excited about is the blood sugar level monitoring. Folks, this means for the first time ever, diabetics will not have to prick their fingers nearly as much, if at all, because this will be one of the first ever non-invasive blood sugar monitoring devices. So you won't have to prick the finger to get the blood. That's going to be a game changer in the industry, and we know that. Now, the other thing I'm excited about is I'm beginning to build a team in Nigeria. And so one of the things I know about Nigeria is there's a mosquito problem with malaria. And so this device is going to have a mosquito deterrent where it will repel mosquitoes from coming near the person that actually has the device on their wrist. So these are the types of advancements in wearable tech that our company is in the process of implementing and rolling out. And we're pretty excited about that. Now, the band is pretty cool. I mean, obviously you can see here that there are multiple colors where you can choose the color of your band to match whatever your outfit is. So that's pretty cool. But I'm also excited about the notoriety that we're getting throughout mainstream media. For example, we were featured on the Today Show. That was powerful. As a matter of fact, Carson Daly was wearing the helo on the Today Show. We've been on Fox News. We've been on CBS News. We've been on Wink News out in Atlanta. And if you're looking at the slide here, you see a very recognizable company called Toshiba. It's a 100-year-old company, $50 billion. Well, the reason that you see that up on our screen is because Toshiba actually makes the nanochip that's on our device that allows it to read what's going on in your body. So we've got that relationship with Toshiba, which is a very recognizable, credible name. So that's validation to the 10th degree, in my opinion. Now, here's the other thing I want to share, is when you look at where, for example, in the first and second quarter of this year, who are the players in this marketplace? Well, Fitbit's number one. First and second quarter of 2017, they sold over 5 million units. And that put them with 56% of the market share. Not only that, but Garmin's number two. Samsung's number three, having sold about 900,000 in the first two quarters. And then WORlD Global Network. This particular company is already number four this year alone. Now, here's what I want you to realize. We have passed up some very recognizable companies like Sony, HTC, Microsoft, Jawbone. That is powerful. So that lets you know that the $20 billion that's up for grabs, not only are we in this space, but our company's a major player in this space. That just means there's a lot of revenue that we will be able to capture, meaning individuals like yourself will actually be able to capture a piece of that revenue. And I'm very excited about that. Now, we also have another product called a BioZen. This is simply a little chip. It's a sticker chip that goes on your electronics. For example, your smartphone or your tablet or your laptop or your desktop or a router or a printer or a microwave, all the things that we have in our homes, but they remit low levels of radiation, which, by the way, if you don't know, you should know, that is very harmful to the human body, harmful to the brain, harmful to our DNA. I don't play around because we've got 4 beautiful children here. I've got a beautiful wife, and I care much about my family, as I know all of you do as well. So this product is invaluable in terms of what it does. We're also launching, depending on when you watch this recording, it may already be out, an Infolio smartphone. This phone will be the first ever of its kind to have the BioZen technology already built into it. So it will not require the sticker that we put on these devices right now. So that's powerful. Now, all of this is coming from the thinking of our CEO and founder, Mr. Fabio Galdi. And Fabio has aligned himself with a couple of guys that are tech geniuses, in my opinion, our COO, Alessandro Senatore, as well as our Chief Design Officer, Mr. Antonio De Rosa. These guys are masters in the tech space, and it's just a wonderful thing to know that they're actually a part of this company and really moving us forward and leading in the tech space. Not only that, but when I got the phone call about WORlD Global Network, the one thing that my partner told me about was the fact that there was a stock play involved. My first question, what do you mean by that? Well, there's a publicly traded company called WORlD Media and Technology Corp, WRMT is the ticker symbol. Now, what's exciting is that this is the company that actually designs and makes the actual device, the Hilo. And so what I know is that if you have a publicly traded company and you've got the privately held network marketing side, you can indirectly influence the share price just by how many units we continue to sell. So if millions of these Hilos are being sold, it's a fair guess to say that the direction of the share price is going to go north. That's exciting to know that we can have an indirect influence on the share price. Right now, at the time of this recording, the share price is somewhere about 20 bucks a share, but the company's goal is to get this share price somewhere between $65 and $100 a share. And they're putting together a program, a stock program, to where shares are going to be given to the independent distributors that rank up to certain levels in the company. And I'm being told that we're talking as much as up to 80-something thousand shares being gifted to individuals that hit the highest level in our company. So that is one incredible opportunity to have almost like an additional retirement fund where you can end up getting millions of dollars if everything happens the way we are projecting that it will. And of course, it's going to take hard work and dedication, but this is possible. Now, the other thing that I like to point out is that the company operates right now throughout 195 countries around the globe. What that ought to tell you is that we're not just some mom and pop shop that's just doing business in a local market. 195 countries. I've been in network marketing for many years, and I've been with companies that have been in multiple countries, but I've never been with a company, I don't think, that's been in more than maybe 7 countries. So for us to be in 195 countries, that means obviously with you having the internet at your fingertips, you can talk to anybody almost anywhere on the globe and talk to them about this opportunity and know that they can either get involved as a distributor or they can buy the product and the company will ship it to them depending on what country they're in, because there's only a few countries in the world that we don't do business in. So there's far more that we do business in versus the countries that we don't do business in. Now, the success stories that are coming out of this company are simply incredible. Nat and Shanita are the master distributors in our company, and not only that, but they're the number 4 money earners in the entire industry of network marketing. Now, let me put that in perspective. There are over 10,000 network marketing companies in our industry. So to be amongst the top earners among 10,000 companies, that's a powerful thing to do. But not only are they among the top, they're number 4 in the world. And they're number 1 in our company world, but they're number 4 in the real world. And so that's powerful. But not only are they number 4, but out of the top 200 income earners today in network marketing, there's about 11 of them that are in our company. So what that tells me is that when you've got a company that can produce top income earners that fall into the top ranked earners in the entire world, that ought to let you know that we've got something special. Now let's talk about the components that I believe you should consider before getting involved in any business. Now, the company, obviously, we've been going into details about that. The product, it's a category creator. It's an industry disruptor. But then also, when you think about getting involved at the right time, you've got trends. Trends right now where this is a booming industry that's going to do $20 billion in new revenue in the next 2.5 years. The timing is right. The Hilo has only been around for about 1 year. It launched in September of 2016. So when people ask me, is this ground floor, they're pretty surprised when I say no. And it's because my honest opinion is that this is the mud level. It has not yet even surfaced to the ground. Now let's talk about the team. I really believe that we are assembling an all-star cast. I've never in my career ever witnessed so many top earners and multi-million-dollar earners migrating to the same company at the same time. People that are hearing about this, doing their due diligence, and then deciding, I'm in. The management team is doing some incredible things. I'll never forget when I first met Fabio, the CEO of our company. I called my wife and I said, honey, I really believe that I just had a meeting with somebody that's on the caliber of an Elon Musk or Steve Jobs. Comp plan, we talked about the kind of income that's being earned right now. So needless to say, the comp plan is second to none. Now let's talk about how this works. And I'm going to cover what's called our blue pay plan. That's for the United States, Canada, Europe. So the blue plan, if you're on the blue plan, what I'm going to cover applies to you. Let's start out by talking about this. It's a very simple approach. All you have to do first and foremost is choose how you want to be involved if you want to be involved. You've got three options. You've got option A, B, and C. Option A, very simple. That's a person that says, you know what? I want to enroll in the customer referral, meaning I want to sell this stuff. I know I can sell these devices. I know I can make money. I'm in. I want to market this product. That'd be option A. Option B would be somebody that says, I'm not so much interested in selling it. However, that's a pretty cool device and I'd like to buy one. I can wear it and I can monitor what's going on in my own body. So that would be option B. But if you're like me and many others, then option C is the way to go, which is become a customer and also market it. In other words, why not do both? There are 3 steps to success in this business. This is what I like to call laying the proper foundation. So step number 1 is to become a team member. That means you decide you want to be part of the customer referral plan, you're in. But what I encourage you to do is also pick the bundle that you would like to purchase, meaning you're going to get the Hilo, obviously. So which bundle do you want to start with? Well, I'm encouraging you, my opinion, is to start with the family bundle or the premium bundle. You've got a nice wholesale package that you just purchased that you can turn around and retail. So if you buy this family bundle, it's $1,349, but the value is almost $2,400. That gives you a savings of almost $950. So that in and of itself makes sense to start with the family bundle or higher. The other reason is that you've got multiple devices. You've got multiple Hilos. So if you've got family members that you care about, obviously we all do, then you can encourage them to get a Hilo. Just give them one, people that you love, and make sure that you're able to monitor them, they're able to monitor you, and you're up and running. But another reason is because I believe if you're going to do this business, you should have inventory on hand. I've got multiple Hilos right here in my home office, and it's because when someone comes in and they order their bundle, I don't want them to have to wait the normal time frame, which could be 2 weeks, it could be longer. But the point is, I want them to get their Hilo immediately so that they can begin wearing and sharing right out of the gate. So what I'll do is I'll send them one of my Hilos, unopened, brand new in the box, and I'll let them know when you receive yours, just send one back to me, unopened, brand new in the box as well. So that way they're not having to wait, they're excited, and it's on their wrist within a couple days, and we're up and running. But now, for those of you where all of these points make sense, if you need more than 4 devices, then you might want to look at the premium bundle. Because for $19.99, that is one incredible savings as well, where you got almost $1,500 worth of savings by you getting it at the wholesale price. So that is step number 1, is become a team member and choose which bundle you want to start with. Step number 2 for the 3 steps to success is become a team builder. What does that mean? You want to get your person on your left and get your person on your right. When you do that, as long as they bring sales volume based on a purchase they've made, whether they're becoming a customer or whether they want to build the business, they're going to bring volume based on their purchase. So if you've got at least 100 in sales volume on each side, you're going to get 10% commission on everything in your lesser leg moving forward. We'll explain all of that. But if someone comes in and you get at least 500 in sales volume on both sides, you've now maxed out at the 20% commission, which is incredible because you only have to qualify for that one time and it becomes permanent. And you're locked in for the rest of your career here at WORlD, where you will earn a 20% commission. Powerful. Now, step number 3 is become a team developer. And a team developer means you've got your person on your left, you've got your person on your right, and you help those 2 people to do the same. Get their 2 people apiece. Once you've done that, that means you've got at least 6 people in your organization. You've recruited two of them, and your two people recruited their two. But what happens is you're now a team developer by doing this structure, and everything opens up in the comp plan. You have the ability to rank up through different levels. You have the ability now to qualify for the $1,000 a month car bonus. You have the ability to go on the diamond holidays. You've got the ability to get the luxury jewelry. You've got all the different perks that come by you simply accomplishing these 3 simple steps to success. Once you get that done, everything is off to the races at that point moving forward. Now, I'm excited to talk about the success levels that are taking place in this particular company, but along with the success in terms of the monetary gain, there are also other perks that the company has that's pretty exciting. For example, a couple months ago, I was in Beverly Hills and we had a big event, and the company actually had a supercar program. They ran this as a promo, and they gave away cars ranging from a Mercedes to a couple Lamborghini Aventadors, all the way up to the level of a Rolls-Royce Ghost was given away. Title and keys. That was a promotion, and it was an exciting promotion to have, but they have since upgraded this particular promo, and now we have what's called a jet program, unlimited private jet and luxury travel. When you become a president millionaire and you hit it one time, you have a 1-year membership to this particular jet company where you can fly unlimited anywhere that this particular jet company flies. Folks, let me tell you something. I don't know any other companies that have a private jet program, so this is changing the game. The company is obviously taking care of its leaders on a whole nother level, and it's pretty exciting because we know that a lot of people are going to accomplish this, and it's just going to be a wonderful thing for their lifestyle to now be at a point where they're flying private. Now, the operating cost to run your business is $59 a month. Folks, I've never ever been in a business where the upside potential has no limits, and then the operating cost or your overhead to run your business is less than $60 a month. Folks, I've been in companies where thousands of dollars were required in order to continue to earn the revenue that we were earning, but because we were earning lots of money, it was very much worth it. But for us to have the same capability in terms of income potential, but the maximum amount of ongoing expense to operate your business is $59, it's unheard of, and it's an exciting thing to know. Now, there are several features that come with this because for that $59, you are now a part of the loyalty membership. So that means there are perks that come with that. And so, for example, a couple of perks that I'll talk about briefly. After 90 days of being on the loyalty plan, you're actually covered with the protection plan, meaning if you damage your helo, you can send it back and they'll send you a brand new one because you're a loyal member. Also, every single time you pay the $59 a month, you earn 75 loyalty points right back. And see, what a loyalty point is, it's actually equal to $1 of in-store credit, which means you're actually gaining an additional $16 every time you pay the $59 because you got $75 in in-store credit. For what? To be able to buy whatever the company sells. So you can buy more helos, you can get some bios in, or whatever else comes down the pipe, you're going to be able to purchase it by using your loyalty point credits. So that's powerful. Then we've got something called a money box, where at the end of the year, 1% of your lesser legs volume is all accumulated, and whatever that amount is, 1% of that is paid to you in the form of a commission. So folks, to pay $59 a month, I tell my team, it would cost you more money not being on this loyalty membership than it would being on it. So in conclusion, folks, let me tell you, I've done these types of presentations for many years. And anytime I do a presentation like this, 3 types of people are usually the ones watching. And I believe it's no different with this one right here. Number 1 person says, Mr. Carter, we could have stopped about 15 or 20 minutes ago. I'm in. And I always have responded, hey, congratulations. Welcome to the family. You're thinking the same way that we did. This just makes too much sense to pass up. Let's rock and roll. Let's bless some people. Let's have some fun. Then you've got a number 2 person that says, you know what? I've got some questions. I didn't get everything. I need some clarity on a few things. So I do have questions. I always have said, look, let's get your questions answered. Once we get those answered, do you think you'll be ready to move forward? And let's get those questions answered so that you are excited and comfortable to move forward. Then you've got the number 3 person. That person says, you know what? This isn't for me. I'm not interested, not my cup of tea. And I've always responded the same way to that person. God bless you. And if it's not for you, that's okay. We wish you massive success in all your endeavors, no problem. But here's what I know is that in my years of doing this business, my years of being in this industry, I've only seen a few reasons why somebody would not get involved in a business like this. Number one, they didn't understand it. Number two, they refuse to believe what we're saying. Number three, they feel they don't have the time to do it. Or number four, they don't have any discretionary money to get involved and purchase their products. Now, let me just say this. Number one, if you didn't understand it, don't worry about that. It's a earn while you learn scenario for us. We understand it. We can teach you how. Number two person says, you know what? I don't believe that. Quite honestly, I don't spend a lot of time with that because you can go do your due diligence, come back and see us. We'll still be here. And number three is I don't have time. I've always respectfully corrected that statement because when you think about it, that is not a true statement. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. What's the difference between the billionaire and the beggar? No difference in terms of how much time they have in a day. 24 hours. No one can debate that. It's what we do with those 24 hours that makes all the difference in the world. And so if you don't have time, ask yourself, are you giving your efforts and your time to something that's yielding the results that you want? I know a lot of people that don't have a lot of time, and unfortunately, in many cases, they don't have a lot of money. And so I say if you can give your time to something that's going to yield you what you want, then by all means, it's worth it. And you do have time. You have to prioritize to make that make sense for you. And then you've got the most prevalent reason of them all. Steve, I just don't have the money. And I've always responded to that by saying, great. Does that mean you're in? And let me tell you what I mean by that, because I want to know how they think. Right now, if somebody says I don't have the money, that either means they feel they can't afford it or that means they are thankful that somebody brought this to them. Because if someone's in a position where they don't have, let's say for the family bundle, $1,349, well, it's probably safe to say there's already some type of a financial issue in place. So nothing, no judgment on our part, but the point is if you don't have it, shouldn't that be an interest to fix it? Don't ever let the lack of money stop you from making money. And don't ever let the reason to do something be the excuse not to. If you don't have any money, well then look at that as, I need to do this. I cannot afford to be skeptical right now. And so I say, get with the person that invited you onto this webinar. Let them know if you see an opportunity for yourself. And we will work with you and teach you the things that we know. Teach you the things that I've done over the years that have earned me millions of dollars in this industry. So this is not something we can't teach another person. So I encourage you, get back with the person that invited you onto this particular webinar and let them know where you stand. Are you ready to get started? Are you ready to do it now? And if so, which bundle pack are you going to choose? My recommendation, family bundle or higher. And that's if you're looking to build the business. So with that, I thank you for your time. I hope this was informative. That was my intention. I wish all of you massive success. God bless each and every one of you. I'm Steve Carter, and thank you for listening.